This call is now being recorded.
Okay, Jay, so thanks for taking time out to talk. I guess you just finished shift on the radio show?
I did. You can tell I'm all hollered out. I have to learn to yell from my diaphragm, apparently. I lose my voice, which is not good in my business, talking for a living. But yeah, good work if you can get it, radio.
So there's a lot of yelling on the airwaves, or?
Excuse me?
I said there's a lot of yelling on the airwaves.
Oh, it was just a weird day today. We were goofing off, and we were doing like WWF, old school WWF nonsense. So we were just yelling and calling each other out just around the studio. So normally, no, I'm not a big yeller on the radio. I don't like to be. I try not to be, and no yelling in the house either. But today was just a weird day. A lot of fun though.
You're coming back to Atlantic City, Borgata. I've been there a bunch of time. Kind of like your second home in Atlantic City. So is that a good call for you? A place to play?
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's the perfect size. The music box is a really great size to play. When you do theaters, there's so much stress that goes into it because you're used to comedy clubs, 250 seats, 300 seats. That's really not that big of a deal. But when you're doing theaters and they're like 1,600 seats, it's a little nerve-wracking because if you don't fill it, you don't get asked back. That's the facts of the comedy business. But the music box at Borgata is the perfect size. It's 999 seats, exactly perfect to fill. You don't have to sweat it out so much. People ask all the time, how often? They'll say, like, how often do you come to Atlantic City? And I go, well, if I sell out, I'll come every year. If I don't sell tickets, this will be a one-off.
How do you like doing this whole sports radio thing? Is this like a dream job for you, or how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I love it. I'm done every day at noon, so I'm on the beach by about 2 o'clock with my two sons. So that's awesome. And I love sports. I get to talk sports. It's only 3 hours. It's really not that much work. I'm pretty lazy. I mean, I'm a stand-up comic, so I don't like to work that hard. I usually only work about 3 hours a week, so this fits in perfectly.
So you're not straining yourself too much?
No, it's great. It's fun, and I'm a really good napper. I can nap real well. On my drive home, I'll pull over on the side of the road, and I'll take like a 5-minute nap, and I charge the batteries. And everybody says, oh, my God, he's got such energy. He never slows down. He hasn't hit the wall. I don't tell them I'm pulling over on the 405 freeway and taking a nap every day in my car.
Yeah, a nap is a good thing. I'm a big fan of those myself, so I totally support that napping hat of yours. And now you've been on the radio for, a few months. Does it sharpen your freelance? Is there a link between the two in terms of you're talking all the time and trying out new material? Is there a connection?
No, not really. I think the podcast is a much better place to try material because you work it into conversation and there's no corporation above me. Whereas the radio show, I am an employee of a giant corporation, and you got to make sure everything times out properly. You got interviews at certain times. It does have to go. It's like a dinner party. The fork does have to go in the right spot. You got to serve the soup before the salad, or vice versa. There is a right way and a wrong way that they want you to do it. So I'm 5 months on the job. I don't want to start jamming stand-up comedy in there yet.
Right, I hear you. In terms of the topics, if there's a hot topic on the radio, does something maybe that might lead to some material for your stand-up, or again, it's like...
If I play someplace local, certainly, if I go to Philadelphia and, or Atlantic City and something happens about the Eagles, that's giant news. Of course, it's sort of the elephant in the room. You definitely want to mention it. And certainly in towns that carry my show, you want to mention things that are big stories like that. Maybe just get them out of the way, a little patter at the top of the show before you dive into your new hour. It's always fun to just vibe out the room, but you got to be careful because you might be eliminating half the room. For all you know, the people that came to see you that night don't really care about sports at all. So it's you got to kind of vibe them out. That's really with comedy. Your walk to the mic, you got about 16 seconds to feel out which way are we going to go tonight. Audiences, you don't want to waste their time. People work real hard to buy a ticket to come see a stand-up comedy show. You don't want to start talking about the Baltimore Ravens offensive woes if you have a bunch of Real Housewives of New Jersey fans in the audience. You got to kind of vibe them out. It's a very delicate walk. That walk from backstage to the microphone, you're really gathering a lot of intel on your way up there.
I guess the longer you think you sort of more quickly, sort of it comes with the experience.
Yeah, I think the trick too is the game I like to play is how good a comic are you? Can you sell a story about the Eagles to a bunch of housewives? Can you make it universal? Because the Eagle fans that are there and the Giants fans that are there, the football, like the guys that know me from Jerry Maguire, like they'll buy into it. But can you make it funny for the people that really aren't even sure what you're talking about? Can you present it in a way that it's a universal thing? That's really fun to do. Hello?
Now, yeah. So are you still doing a podcast?
Oh yeah, just did Duff McKagan from Guns N' Roses, and always bringing in the great comics, and that's free all the time on iTunes. More stories. There's other places to get it, but I'm not very tech savvy to plug them.
So and how
jaymohr.com you can get it. If you don't want it. People just don't. Some people will email me specifically to say, hey, man, I don't do iTunes. I'm like, what? That's like I don't do McDonald's or I don't do Coca-Cola. I explain that. I don't do Diet Coke, man. Like, it's iTunes. I don't understand the pushback.
People get their up in arms about corporations if they have to have something to...
Meanwhile, if you go to New York City, everybody's standing outside Apple headquarters taking their pictures. They're lining up to take their picture in front of FAO Schwartz, Abercrombie & Fitch, and they fly from all over the world to eat at TGI Fridays in Times Square. So can it with your, not you, when people say, I don't do that corporate thing. Really? What's on your feet? Did you make those moccasins at home, or did they say Reebok?
Yeah, it's hard to avoid if you're of that mindset, that's for sure.
Yeah. I'm of the mindset of, let's all sell out at the same time. I'll sell out, and because I sold out, my tickets will be cheaper. Then you sell out by coming to see a sellout, and then you can pass the savings along to your kids by buying them sellout toys. You don't want to be like one of those bands like Pearl Jam playing a racetrack in the middle of Montana, charging $6,000 a ticket, keeping it real. Thanks, guys.
So with all this, extra time now on the air, podcast, do you ever feel like I just don't feel like talking, I don't have anything left to say, or do you love all these platforms you have?
It's really not that much, to be honest with you. It's not as much as it seems. The podcast is an hour. I do that twice a week. So I talk on the radio for I have a 15-hour-a-week job. And then if I do 4 podcasts, that's 19 hours. And then you figure if I do a show, I'm only really working 20 hours a week. Everybody that comes to my shows are banging out, 3 times that. So it's really the only thing I'm good at, talking. So I don't mind it at all. I'm ready to take on more. I'm ready for more talking gigs.
Okay, well, I think that's everything I wanted to ask you, unless there's something else you wanted to throw out there. Any corporations you want to plug, McDonald's, Bull, TGI Fridays, anybody else you want to send a shout out to? Or?
Sure, Tiffany, Cartier.
All right, I hope you're listening. Jay, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Can't wait to play the Borgata again. And by the way, all tickets from, this is a makeup date from Hurricane Sandy. all tickets from Hurricane Sandy, when you had tickets, when that show got canceled, all of those tickets will be honored.
Okay, good to know.
All right. Thank you, brother.
All right. Drive safe. Thanks a lot, Jay.